just say I had to pay, and I did not want to pay
I
because it wasn't like $10 a month. I think it was like 20 or 30 a month, and I'm like I don't I don't want to do that much for. And it's like it depends on how much people I get. Because so far, I think you're other than like my girlfriend and my girlfriend's cousin and her sister,
uh-huh.
you're technically out of that area, out of that group, you're the third one.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So I mean, I've only had this for maybe a month now, ish.
Really?
A month now. What was that?
What made you want to do this?
Actually, I don't even know. It just kind of just came up, and I'm like, I was at work, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just. I don't want to keep listening to this to my music, because my
Yeah.
girlfriend gives me shit because I have, I think like 200, almost 300 songs, and she has I think over 1,000.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god. And I got tired of just listening to the same old songs. I'm like, you know what? Last time I heard a podcast, it was okay. I mean, it was like, to me, it felt boring, but I decided to just do it, and I got interested. And because I've heard about, I mean, you probably know about this person, Logan Paul.
Yep. I do.
Yeah, his Impulsive. I listened to his. I'm like, you know what? This because the way they were doing it was funny and entertaining. It was just like sit down, like I don't want to say boring, but just sit down, you speak, but not have much emotion and not much have. I guess you can say of my type of comedy
Okay.
and like have like the cheesy, corny type of comedy. Like I wanted one where it's like if I'm a laugh, it's gonna be one of those where I'm like, oh my god, that's fucked up. That's why it's funny. That's why it's funny to me because it's like fucked up.
Yeah.
And and then I listen to Joe Rogan's. I like Joe Rogan's because I mean, who the fuck doesn't? I mean, his is good. And then another guy that I listen to, which I mean, I don't think you really know him, Graham Stephan.
I don't.
He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's. I guess you can say the inspiration on why I wanna do real estate as well to get my real estate license because I think he's like in his low 30s, and my goal till I hit 30 is to be a millionaire by 30.
Yes, sir.
And he said that when because I mean, granted, LA, he's from LA.
Uh-huh.
He over there, it's different from here because over in Nebraska, you have to be 19 to get the light to even apply for your license. Over there is 18. So
Okay.
he was able to start at 18, but I think he hit his million like later 20s
Yeah.
because I mean, it's real estate. Real estate's one of those businesses that it'll never fail you. And I'm like, I want to do that. And so I'm like, I'll do the classes. And ever since then, I've been always just following him. And then he also has a podcast that I listen to. And so I like his more serious financial approach. I like Joe Rogan's can be serious, but it's more like a calming, talkative type of situation. I don't know how to really describe his. And then I like Impulsive because it has like my humor. Like the way they talk is just stupid shit or fucked up shit, but it's funny. My girlfriend doesn't like it. She's like, "That's so dumb." I'm like, "But it's funny to me." I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what to say. It's funny to me. It's my humor. That's why I like it. And so
Yeah.
I wanna hopefully like once I was gonna say I get my confidence back, all of like a bunch of that shit. I want to try to implement all three into mine.
Uh-huh.
And so then, I mean, and that's why I decided I'm like, I like to talk. My girlfriend said I don't shut the fuck up. So I'm like, I guess I'll start a podcast
Hey.
and see how it goes. I mean, do the podcast while also doing trying to get my real estate license
Right.
and really just work from there because I mean it's kind of just one of my plans because I mean I went to college. I went to UNL. That didn't last long. Let me just
Okay.
tell you that. I didn't last long. I was trying to do computer science. It was kind of hard. I'll just tell you that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Where kids did you go to college or?
Yeah. Well, I'm still finishing. I
Oh,
graduate in November.
you're still in it?
Yep. Graduate in November.
Oh shit, from where?
It's called Colorado Tech University online, so
Oh,
it's all
Colorado Tech.
full time. You
Oh,
know,
Colorado Tech.
uh, so
And what are you majoring in?
accounting.
Oh, so you got the accounting one.
Yep, got the accounting one.
That was also another one. If in my head I'm like, if computer science fails, I'll do like business, but with accounting as well. Um,
It's
but
it really is a backup for you.
yeah, but then I was like, but at that time, I mean, a freshman in college. I mean, but I'm not a person that you will like go out and party. Like, I don't do any of that. Even my girlfriend says she's like, "You're boring." I'm like, I never grew up in a household like that, and so I never had any interest in that. I'm 21. I bought my first drink. Granted, it was a hard seltzer. It was a Truly.
Oh
No,
no!
no, no, no. It wasn't Truly. No, it was wine. It was wine. That was my second drink. Truly, it was a wine. That was my first drink,
Wow.
and it tasted disgusting. I think it had like I don't know if it was 4.5% or 5% alcohol, and it was just one of those little tiny fucking bottles. Not
Was
even
it?
like a shooter size, a little bit bigger than a shooter size. And it was nasty to me. I'm like, how the hell do people enjoy drinking this? This is disgusting.
That's a mom drink.
I can tell. I was drinking it. I didn't even like chug it. I just took a sip cause I wanted to taste it first. I'm like, I want to see the hype, and then if the taste is okay, then go
Mm,
down. 'Cause it's disgusting from the taste overall. I don't want to put that because I've had to put I guess drink stuff that have been truly disgusting, and it does not go well with my stomach. Like it actually makes me want to throw up, and I didn't like it, and I'm like, and it was already fucking up my stomach. I'm like, I don't think that's the alcohol. I think that's just my body not liking the taste. That it's like, nah, bro, like this is disgusting. And
maybe
so,
you don't need a drink. You know, some
yeah,
people
I
don't.
mean, I that's really how I'm. It's again, I never grew up in a household where I saw both parents drinking, smoking, whether it be like smoking like cigarettes or anything, drinking. My parents would here and there, but it wasn't like, oh, here's a full case of Corona Light or whatever. Or what a Corona Light, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Corona or Coors Light, anything like that. 'Cause, Mexicans love their Bud Light or Coors Light, whatever. And no, it'd be the Bud Light Lime, one bottle, and that's it. That's all he would do. And that would be like maybe like once every like 6 months. Like he wasn't drinking it. He never was like that. My mom was never like that. My brother, he's not an alcoholic, but when he went to college, he was the more of the party guy. He was the one out there going to party a lot, drinking a lot. That's where he first started drinking. Was at Shadron. And also, I mean, he told me this funny story of, he almost got caught by the police. Yeah, well, him and his friend almost got caught by the police because they were out in, like, I think in a field,
Uh-huh.
and I forgot what else because it's been a bit when he told me, and I think I think it was something about like just cop cars pulling up, showing up, and people just start running away because it's what else do you do when underage people are drinking? Run
Right.
away and make sure the people who are over the age hope they don't get caught. Because they do, they're fucked. And
Yeah.
some of them did. Some of the overage people did get caught, but a lot of the underage people didn't. And him and his buddy were one of them. And but he said like he sprinted and he did not look back. And he said he went to class the next day just fine, like nothing happened.
He's
But
lucky.
people were what was that?
He's lucky.
Yeah, and people were Snapchatting him like, where'd you go? Like we never found you. Like like what happened? Like I didn't like, just people just checking up on each other, and he's just. I mean, obviously his heart was racing. He was a bit nervous, but everything was all right. I'm like, how the fuck? Like I don't find that interesting. I mean, again, like I never grew up in that, and even when I went to college, I'm pretty introverted. So I'm like, I don't. My brother always told me, he's like, why don't you go get friends? Why don't you make friends? I'm like, I don't know. I don't like talking to people. And when I do talk, I mean, my way of talking can be different from someone else because a lot of the people in college, especially like UNL, a lot of those people really aren't gonna be wanting to be making friends. They're just there to do their studying, like be more serious when it comes to school. And some of the people that are like willing to be making friends and whatnot, you gotta kind of find them outside of like the library or like the studying areas. You got to find them more out there because most of the people that are in the studying areas, the libraries, like a bunch of those quiet sit down places
Uh,
are more the serious students.
true. Yeah.
And like they're those ones that they want to be make sure they're doing good, they're doing this, they're doing that. And I'm not saying that all students there are like that. None of them want to make friends. But if you go outside and go to like clubs and whatnot, that's probably where you're gonna find most people like that.
Yep.
Maybe. And or like in the dorms, sometimes like at UNL, they would have like little small parties like outside, like on the like out like
On the
guess
porch.
you can what was that?
On the porch, kind of like the area outside.
No, it was like kind of like a courtyard because it was like
Huh.
the residence hall that I stayed at. It was three residents. They call it HSS. Harper, Stram, and Smith, I think. And then it was basically like a little like a square.
Uh,
You had three of the residents, and then the fourth one was like the dining hall where everyone would go eat. And in the middle was like where people could walk around. There was some grass, some benches and shit, and that's kind of where they would make the parties, like kind of just like an outdoor type of thing. Just and even then I was like, I didn't find it interesting, especially the Husker games. You know,
oh,
that's one of the big ones.
oh,
One of the big ones. And even then, I'm like, I've never found not even my roommate. My roommate fucking hated me. I don't know what I did. He fucking hated me. He was annoyed by me.
oh, sorry. Excuse me. That's crazy. Oh man.
He was a theater kid, but he just didn't like me. And so really I kind of dropped out of college,
Mm-hmm.
went back home for a year,
Uh-huh.
and then the whole COVID thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of when I'm like, I don't want to do online schooling because if I do online schooling, I'll just not be interested. Like I might do it for like a week, and then after that, I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want. It's not like it's not like I'll get in trouble. I mean, if I don't go to the meeting, all right, cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just dropped out, and while dropping while working at Walmart, I met my girlfriend. Then the rest is history. Moved to Lincoln while she goes to school. I do my real estate license.
Yeah.
And then once I pass my test, am licensed and really just do business here
Pops off, right?
really it goes well. I mean, until really it pops off because the podcast I can take anywhere. I mean, it's not
Right.
like I have a studio. I mean, my studio is my apartment,
Mm-hmm.
but I can take the MacBook, take this bad boy, my phone, or hopefully once it pops off and I can start buying like actual camera, actual gear,
Yeah.
and I do travel. Like let's say, I can have people local, but like let's say back home, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do Google Meet. Let me just actually go over there, set up at a place. Hopefully, hell, even talk to some like a hotel and tell them, is it okay if we can rent out this place as to make it my studio for temporarily, and
Uh,
then just do it there, and whatever. Just kind of just build off there while building off my real estate brand and
yeah.
kind of just going off from there. I mean, it's
That's a
gonna
good plan.
be a lot of hard work, but I mean, it's something I want to do. I want my girlfriend hates when I keep saying this, but I don't want to be as corny as it is to say working like the 9 to 5 type of stuff anymore. Like I just want to be working on my shit. I want to be working on my own stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, everyone has their thing. I mean, I'm not not judging people that do that, but just me personally, I don't want to do that anymore. Because with enough retail experience, I kind of just come to the conclusion of if I get in trouble for not putting in as much work as what they want me to, but others don't get in trouble for not putting in that same work, and we all get paid the same, why am I gonna bust my ass when these people get paid the same?
True.
Just to get yelled at if, let's say, one day I'm just not feeling it, and then get pulled in and said, hey, we're saying that you're not doing too hot. According to the stats, you're not really doing too hot. Or like, it's one day. It's one day that I'm going slow. Like I'm not feeling it today. Like, why the hell am I getting yelled at for this shit?
Oh.
I mean, Walmart, when we first met,
I remember that.
Cap 2, I fucking hated it.
So did I.
Like,
It was miserable.
I didn't mind. Like, the stocking part is normal. It's stocking. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. But the unloading of the truck, that I hated. That I hated badly. Like, badly.
They had the guys do that. They never had the girls do it. I guess it was.
I know, fucking luckies. And then once, like, what pissed me off the most is how fast they wanted that shit done. Where it's like, obviously, like 2 to 11. Okay, we unload truck, and sometimes depending on the size of the trucks, big or small, might take us a bit. And then after that, we take our break, and then we take out pallets. And depending on how much pallets we have, I mean, it can take a bit. I mean, especially if you're new to that area, it's gonna take a bit. And then we get yelled at. It's like, this is dumb. This is stupid. Like, why am I getting yelled at?
Yeah, they've never yelled at me though. I think they liked me. Remember Daniel?
Oh my god, he
liked me. I was always cool with everyone. So
we did.
I just didn't like the 2 to 11. It took up my day from everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it was decent paying for us being, early college. It was okay. I was at home. It was Nebraska.
It's okay. Nebraska. I mean, here in Lincoln, my girlfriend, she still works at Walmart. Cap 2 now gets paid 18.
Really?
They get paid 18. She gets paid 16 for being on the floor.
Oh, not bad.
I know. I'm like, especially 18. I'm like, 18. I could see doing that type of job, but for 11 at the time, I'm like, I don't know. Like,
what is it? Was it 11 at the time?
It was 10 or 11.
I thought it was like 13 or something.
It was like when I got hired, I think it was 10 or 11.
Forgot. It was years ago. I try not to think back at that time, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, it was I didn't like it, and that's when I left and went to McDonald's, and I was gaining so much weight there because, I mean, it's free food.
Yes.
It's free food. It's McDonald's too. Everyone eats a McDonald's. So it's like, if I can get food free,
eat it. Yeah.
Fucking eat it. And I was at the point I was gaining so much weight. I'm like, nah. I mean, even now, also, I mean, I've gained a lot of weight, but going back to try to lose it back.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that just takes a bit. I mean, and then I went back to Walmart, was there for like 2.5 years. And that's when I had Daniel. I was more up front of cashier, self-checkout, service desk, but a lot being outside pushing carts. And honestly, I did not mind it. Pushing carts, it was probably the easiest job. Exhausting sometimes, but not only are you putting in work, I mean, you're doing cardio, a lot of cardio. I mean, when you were done, we wouldn't do shit. We would sit. Some of us would sit in our cars, especially closing. Like when there would be no one around 8:30, and everything was done, we'd sit in our cars. They never went out and looked for us. We just chill, and that's what I liked. I'm like, fuck, this is nice, relaxing after doing all this.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I mean, there'd be times where yeah, they'd be on our asses, but it wasn't like an everyday thing. Like it was one of those days. It was just one of those things where here and there we'd have our days, but most of the time we'd be done,
Uh-huh.
fucking chill. They'd see us inside, walk around. They wouldn't question. They weren't like, "Oh, why are you in here a lot?" They just say, "No, oh, you guys done? Yeah, okay." Or they wouldn't even pay attention to us. They would see us and they wouldn't question. They just go on without their day.
I like that.
That's what I said. I'm like, that's nice. I mean, that's what I preferred. I don't want someone on my ass sniffing me if I was
Yeah.
doing it. Because then that's where I'd probably lose my shit and say, get the fuck off of me. Like, let me do my job.
Right. Micromanaging. Horrible.
Yeah, that
Ugh.
I hated that.
Oh man, memories. Ah.
Because where did I honestly don't remember. Where did you go when, like, after the whole Walmart? Because I think
So
did you leave Walmart before I did? I
yes.
think I think you did.
So this is how it went, dude. So I was at Walmart for a bit, and then I had to go back to college in Illinois, and that's when I was playing college basketball down there.
I
And
remember that.
you remember that, right?
I remember
Okay.
that.
So then I never came back because obviously I'm there for the summers, doing training. And then a little bit before COVID, we got sent back home. I was super, super, super excited because I was tired of in class. I just
Mm-hmm.
I could just do my stuff. That's just how I work. I could do my stuff online. Then um I moved to San Antonio, Texas. I don't know if you remember that one. That was
I don't know.
Yeah, that one was kind of recent. That was like a year and 3 months ago. I was
That
down.
I don't remember. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know. I go like I travel a lot and stuff. I was there with my mom and my little brothers, and then after that, came back to Colorado for good. Been here for a year now, so been established. Just working from home. I coach, sixth grade girls basketball, and just I'm in the gym all the time. So
There you go.
it's just the same thing every day, like the same thing. I have a schedule. Like I do the 8 to 5. I do the 8 to 5. Then I'll go work out at the gym for I'll be there for 4 hours. Come back, eat my dinner. I'll do my meal prep and then do some homework or I'll go to bed, do it again. And then weekends are free for me. Just, we don't work weekends, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I do.
in which specific part of Colorado?
You heard of Loveland, right?
Loveland. Oh
You
yeah,
know
I've heard of
Loveland,
Loveland. Yeah,
Bifoco. Yeah.
yeah. Funny thing, here in October, my girlfriend and her like mom and part of her family, they're going to a concert, Five Finger Death Punch, and we're trying to find a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And well, her mom wants one in Fort Collins,
Mm-hmm.
but because we believe because of the concert, they're getting a little bit pricey. And
Yep.
so we're kind of trying to expand to also Loveland and maybe even Boulder and whatnot because it's in Denver, like downtown Denver.
Okay.
I
If,
believe it's downtown Denver, and so we're just trying to.
ooh, yeah. If it's downtown Denver, you should get.
It's
Let me give you a suggestion. If it's downtown Denver, that's where the concert's at. You guys need to go look at Brighton. Brighton is closest to Denver. It's gonna be cheaper for a hotel because it's just like a mini suburb. It's not downtown Denver, so they're gonna bump up the prices for you guys.
even Fort Collins and Loveland. Some of them, because we don't want to spend like crazy amount of money. We don't want
No,
to be
no.
spending like 500-600, especially for one night. So we don't want to spend $500-600 on one night.
Yeah.
Especially for the amount of people that are coming. I think it's like 6 people. So obviously about 2 rooms.
Yeah.
And some of those, let's just say I wouldn't want to even touch foot on them. From experience as well. I mean, and from the photos and from reviews. Because the website that I use, it's called booking.com. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you've heard of it. They also give you obviously the reviews like of this hotel star type, so like a 2-star, 3-star, 4-star hotel or 5. Then it gives you actual star reviews of people that have gone there, and then it also breaks it down from the cleanliness, the breakfast, and I forgot what was the third one. And a lot of those were like below even a 4. I'm like, I don't know if I even want to touch. And I've seen some of those rooms. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to touch foot in there,
Uh-huh.
in them. And a lot of them were in Fort Collins and Loveland. Some there was like above a 6. So I'm like, okay, some of those will be okay. They were they were a little bit more expensive, but like, well, paying the extra dollar compared to stepping foot in some of those ones that I would not even want
Yeah.
to go by
Yeah.
myself. I don't. We're like, we don't know yet. I mean, we're still trying to look.
Yeah, keep looking. Are you guys gonna split the cost, like with the family? Like you pay
Well,
50, they pay 50 or something?
that's what we're hoping. I mean,
Okay.
but because then my girlfriend, she works. She has 2 jobs. She works at Walmart and works at the hotel.
Oh,
And with
jeez.
the hotel, she gets like the network where it's like you can, the discount works with that network of the like companies or brands that are within. I think it's Marriott.
Okay. Yeah.
But the problem with it is a lot of the ones that she wants to do are sold out. So
Oh,
now we got to go off based of like uh Expedia or Booking. And so it's just one of those things we're just trying to find some that's cheap enough that we'll be okay with. But again, so far,
just for a day though, right? Just for one
yeah, it's
day.
just for a day.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
I'm sure you guys will find something fine. Like there's
probably, I mean,
plenty
yeah,
of hotels. Yeah.
I mean, and if we have to, I mean, like I've told my girlfriends, like I don't need to be sleeping in a place of luxury. I mean, if need be, if I need to sleep on the floor, I'll be okay. Like
Oh, good guy. Good
I'm,
guy.
it's even for like one day. I mean, if I need to sleep on the floor, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna like it, I'm not trying to like diss people that like are like this, but sometimes when people will throw a fit because they need to sleep on a bed, I'm like it's just one day that you can sleep on the floor, just one day,
One
like
day.
just sacrifice it, just one day, like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I get
that's. But I mean, so far, I mean, I guess you've been living there for a year. Out of everywhere that you have been, which one has been the best place that you've lived?
So I'd like to put it as in each. I'm not even gonna add Nebraska to the list. Okay, so we're just gonna go off 3 places. We're gonna go Colorado, Texas, and we'll do Illinois. So Illinois is where I grew up, and great memories. I'd say Colorado has my heart, and then Texas was good time. So it was just too hot for me to be there.
Mm,
I just can't do the heat. But Colorado was like all my friends. Um, and also close by the family in Nebraska, which is not far. So I'd
yeah,
say Colorado the best so far, just because the connections I'm making and stuff like that.
and
But
it's nice there though. I mean, weather's like Nebraska. We basically get
yeah,
what Colorado gets, kind of, and but I mean, the mountain views nearby, they're nice. You have Denver nearby. It's
yep,
not like, and then also obviously like Colorado Springs, you got like Loveland, Fort Collins, Boulder. You got all these other smaller places where if you don't like the actual big city Denver area, even the suburbs nearby, that's where you can go live again.
yep.
Like Fort Collins,
Mm.
Boulder, Colorado. Hell, even Colorado Springs is big for some people. Just and, and just and Colorado is one of those states I would not mind moving. It's just it can be pretty expensive.
Well, I'm surprised you didn't move down here because you're all the way in Lincoln, which is still expensive. So I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, but I think Colorado's still more expensive than Nebraska. I
is it?
think. I'm not too sure. I think,
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
but also for the real estate license, which is also another thing why. Again, I wouldn't mind moving to Colorado, but there's a thing. I already forgot the term of what it's called, but kind of like where you can transfer your license from one state to another. So it's like if instead of taking the full class, like
Uh-huh.
instead of taking like the required hours, you just take their state specified classes,
Mhm.
pass them, take the tests, whatever, and then you're able to transfer to the state, like the license to that state.
Okay.
However, Colorado is like is, I guess, the hardest one for like the state specified one. It is the hardest one out of all 50 states. It's the one you have to take the longest of hours. Nebraska was 66 hours, 30 hours of general real estate, 30 hours from Nebraska specified state,
Oof.
and then 6 hours of just like miscellaneous stuff like the ethics and principles, just kind of basic
Right.
stuff.
Basic.
Colorado, I think, is like over 120 hours. I'm like, holy shit. And also, Colorado is one of the states that don't allow it's reciprocity. They don't allow full reciprocity. I think that's what that term is. Meaning I have to fully do those classes in order to get a license there. So I can't just transfer my Nebraska license. I have to fully do the full, I think it's 120 hours, pass the tests, and then I can do it. I'm like, fuck.
Then that's a kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, I'm like, that's quite a bit. And like I've told my girlfriend I don't want, because I mean, right now where we're at in Lincoln, honestly, I mean, I don't mind it. We're in the nicer part, where they're in the nicer neighborhoods of Lincoln, so we don't mind it. I mean, Omaha is also another place I wouldn't mind living temporarily, and it's just once I establish myself as a brand, be making great money, I wouldn't mind hopping over to Colorado, but I want to get in the real estate business first, know what I'm doing, so then when I head over to Colorado and I learn, what Colorado does, and then it'll be faster for me since I already know real estate from like general and Nebraska. Doing Colorado, I will know faster instead of just getting my license and then say, you know what, fuck it, let me also get theirs and then not know a single thing.
Oh, true. That's
Knowing
smart.
what being here for a little bit, learn it, and then if I move over there and still learn theirs, but learn faster, and then right there, make it easier because she wants to be a CPS. No, yeah. Well, health, human services.
Okay, so
That's what
CPS.
she's doing, but specifically more CPS work. And so I mean, again, like how you said, in Colorado, she has her cousin that lives there, and since nearby, she has her family too. So, I mean, need to be, if they ever wanna, again, like with the concert, if at any point, we have a concert, and let's say we live in like Loveland or Fort Collins or wherever nearby, instead of finding a hotel, we just say, oh, we have an apartment that's big enough for some people, or kind of what our apartment complex allows us to do is if we have guests, they can technically rent out a room like a hotel, and they can sleep in that like room.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's smart. I mean, that's nice that they also do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But again, hopefully, once I'm doing what I want to do and making good money, if need it be, once we, let's say, do transfer over there, go to Colorado or wherever else, instead of getting just a one bedroom apartment, it can be like a two, hell, even a 3-bedroom. One of it be like an office, and then the third one be the guest room.
Yep.
Or some shit like that.
Yeah, you can do it. And then once you're actually a realtor, I'm gonna come to you to buy a house.
I bet.
Because I want a house by the age of 27. So I'll be 23 in December, and I think that's a good age. I think going into your 30s, being like established, I'll get home.
There you go. I mean, I see some people I'm 21. I mean, you're just a year older than me. There's people our ages that are married or gonna be married.
Oh my gosh.
Or have kids, or all three. They're married, they have kids, and probably already establishing a house. I'm like, how are you guys doing that at the age of 21 or 22?
I got one word for you. Parents that co-sign doing credit for them. I'm telling you because I've been scrolling through Facebook, looking at all the people we went to high school. These people are married already. they have going on 2 to 3 kids, and there's a couple that already got their own house. And now, granted, they may have already like built up their credit through high school, however, because you can do that. But most times, I'm not even jealous, Marco, because their families helped them.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm not gonna feel bad because we're in our apartment. I'm single. I mean, you got a girlfriend, but don't feel bad because we're not there. I don't want kids yet. Live your life. I'm for mine.
I mean, my girlfriend, she's not a kid person. She doesn't like kids.
She don't like kids.
She don't like kids, and in the household that I grew up in, it's kind of like it's whenever you are married, having a family, whatever. And I don't mind kids. I like more of the well-behaved ones. Like my sister, she's well-behaved. Like, yeah, she can have her times where she can be a little bit fussy, a little bit running around. But if she wants me to play with her, I'll play with her. If she's gonna be quiet, like just kind of relaxing because I'm relaxing, she'll do that. What if I want to go to the store, ask her, you want to come, she'll come, whatever. Like a well-behaved child, I'll be okay with. The children that I don't like are the ones that are running around, that are being annoying, being obnoxious, the ones that just I'm like, no. Like, come on, dude. Like, and the parents not really giving a shit. I mean, again, it's their kid. Sometimes they let them because they just let them do that, but sometimes it's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, I about hit your child in my car. Fucking tell them to, tell them to,
get out the way.
Tell them to get out of the way. Like, tell them, like, they're not the only ones that live in the world. They gotta, they gotta this. Or it's like, oh, hey, your kid spilled over my soda. Like, when they didn't give a shit. Like I'll spill over their water cup right now. Like, go, like go do something about that kid. Like I don't know. I'm those type of kids I don't like, especially because like the Mexican parties. Oh my god,
they're naughty.
A lot of those Mexican parties, I'm like those some of those kids. I'm like, some of these kids are kind of annoying. Like especially when they run around the whole house. It's to me, it's like, come on, man. Like I'm trying to eat, and you're putting balloons in my face.
Oh gosh, those ones. Yeah.
I was like, you're putting balloons in my face. I'm trying to eat. You about hit my food out my hand. I'm hungry because I'm starving myself to eat this food, and like, come on, like I can't even go to my own room because there's a baby sleeping in there. Like, come on, man.
Right? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
it's because they're not being disciplined. Because I was disciplined as a kid. I knew better.
I got hit with pipes. Okay.
You got that? I got the belt.
Belt,
one
sandals,
day. Yeah.
Pipes. Like I got those stuff, but never just always on my ass. Like never on the face. I never got punched. None of that.
Yeah.
Just always on my ass. And some of those kids, I look at them and you're like, you need to be disciplined, boy. You need to be told something because
they don't. The parents don't tell them any. And if they do, it's, hey, sit down, stop. Why don't you go grab that kid, get a hand, smack them on the butt, and look them in the eye and say, don't do that again. What's wrong with a little tough love? Like,
because there's like how you said, there's like that tough love of just kind of straightening someone out, and there's obviously abuse. Obviously is never good. But just some tough love. It's just like, hey, you gotta sometimes discipline that child. Tell them, don't be doing that. That's not good, or whatever. Because you gotta just put some sense into them. You gotta smack some sense into them sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because when they grow older, they never learn.
No, unless when it's too late, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like, I'm sorry, but
yeah. No.
Well, kind of glad I was able to get out of that, out of like the panhandle, because I still follow KNEB on Facebook and whatnot, and something like NBC over there, whatever. And I don't know if it's just I pay attention to it on Facebook, But I feel like that place is going to shit now. Like a lot of arrests that I've been seeing, a lot of
They're
drug
back.
charges.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on? Like we leave and now all this is happening.
I think there's like a curse on the town. Like it's back to back. Drug dealings, stabbings. There was a stabbing at co-op the other week. Or
Mm-hmm. No,
mainstream
I think
market.
it was a shooting. Was it a shooting or stabbing?
Oh, sorry. Okay, shooting, and then there was also a stabbing somewhere else, probably in Morrow. But it's back
Um,
to back, and they don't get breaks. There's always something every weekend. Sex offenders, rapists, kidnappings. I'm like, this is such a small town. Where are these people coming from?
I know. I'm like, I've I'd see people because sometimes when I close and I'd be outside most of the time, it's like I'd see people coming in at night, and I'm like, oh, the typical crackhead. And you won't even give a shit. That's
Yeah,
the typical crackheads of night. Don't really care, don't pay attention, whatever.
yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, an arrest. Oh, this. Oh, that. I'm like, how the fuck? It's barely Friday. How the hell is this all happening? The fires. There was like 10. I swear there was like 10 fires over there.
Ooh, I
Like
didn't hear about.
like the actual like crop fires, like big acreage fires. I was like,
Oof,
what the fuck? And like how you said, there is a curse in
there
that
is
town.
for
I
sure.
feel like there is. Not just that town, the Panhandle.
Yeah,
It's because I've told people outside of like that area, unless career wise, I mean, unless if you're doing anything medical, like anything to do with the hospital, anything medical, dentistry, like chiropractic, whatever, like anything medical, anything farming related, or like retail related, you're not gonna do much there. There's gonna be nothing there for you to do. Like if you don't know what to do, you're just gonna be stuck working at a retail job, at a fast food job until you until
why is
something
that
can
so
be
true?
figured.
That's so sad. That's so true.
Like I like
Wow.
what do they have? They like coming to Lincoln, and I mean, yeah, you get all your retail store, you get everything again, but here you can have an established business. You can get your farming side of it, you can get your retail side of it, you can get your real estate side of it.
Yeah.
You get real estate because then you have Omaha nearby. You got the sports side of it because of UNL. You can make a business out of there. You can do the podcast. Like you can do a bunch of shit. And I'm like, I never I never saw any of those opportunities back home. I never once opened my eye and said, "Oh yeah, maybe I can start a podcast or whatever." Like it was more out of here, and when I started seeing a bunch of other stuff, I'm like, you know what? No, there is more out of here. There is more to life than just your little small town of everyone knows everyone. And that was
Yeah.
also the problem. Everyone knows everyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you do something bad, everyone knows, and now your reputation's ruined there. And so then if you want to start something, let's say you do want to start a business there, people are gonna look at you and say, "We know what you did. Don't think we forgot. We don't want any business to do with you." And if the word's gonna spread, and now no one's gonna want to do business, and so now you're gonna be there like, well, fuck, what do I do now? No one wants to do anything.
Yeah. That's
I don't
true.
want to say a name. You probably know a name, a
I was
big
gonna
name.
say my
I'm not
family.
gonna say. I
Yeah.
mean,
You know that.
I saw it. I graduated with him, so I'm not gonna say names.
Yeah.
But I just know his reputation's ruined. He was a
Ruined.
big he was a big athlete. He was the athlete people saw. Other than Garrett Nelson, people saw him and like, oh, the football guy, the football star.
Yep.
The his last name, his family's last name carries on
Yep.
until the incident. Now people look at him as no, this is
Well, guess
disgusting.
what? That person is still doing the minimum wage, working there, all that stuff.
I saw that. I'm like,
Yeah, because I went to go visit. Like I told you, I went to go visit last 2 weeks ago. I go into Walmart and I'm like, I see the same people that we worked with years ago still working there, and it's so sad. It's like they have no way out, but they're working there. The same old coworkers, like the same managers and stuff like that. I'm like, do you guys want to live here the rest of your life? Like, there's more life out there, you know? But I'm not gonna tell them that because I don't want to discourage anybody. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to stay there and that's your home, that's your home. But I couldn't do it. It wasn't for
Yeah.
me. So yeah.
Same here. I mean, going back and like I'll see and I'm like, there's just walking zombies. I'm like, I
Yeah.
I can't do that. Like, and like no hate to people that do their 9 to 5 because some people love it and I appreciate that. I appreciate they're the ones that are giving that great service that when you go to McDonald's, other than it being McDonald's, the food still tastes the way it is. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you get that nice experience,
Yeah.
whatever. Appreciate those people. But then it's scary when in some places that you walk into and it's just zombies. And especially when you have worked in that environment for so long, you're like, wow, this is the life. I see this coworker who gets paid $2 more than me, but's been here for 25 years. I'm like, how? I can't do that. How? And it's just how I call it a lost soul. It's a soul that
Yep.
had hopes and dreams and got crushed, so now it's lost. It doesn't know what to do, so they just chose what they're comfortable with. They didn't want to. They may have wanted to get outside of that comfort zone, but it got crushed because sometimes you have to learn the hard way in order to get tested and realize they couldn't do it, and so they just go back. And it's not like because if you go up with the company, oh, you are now a team lead, and then now you're a salaried manager. Now you're a store manager. You're making the big money. Perfect, cool. They can be making fat money, nice. But when they stay as an associate, I'm like, I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know how you can do that. I mean, I don't know how you can do it. I can't
Well,
do it.
do they cap? Are they capped out? If you say you're like 25 years in, associate, but cashier, I wonder what their cap out max is for just hourly. Like, is it even at 20 yet? Like, if you're there for 25 years, you have kids, grandkids. Like, what do you do? I know they give full time benefits. That's great. But what about just living, having extra money? I don't know. You're right about the whole lost soul thing. It's just like they don't know what to do. They see no way out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I don't think no one's there to encourage them because there's a lot of negativity. Cause like when I was playing basketball, oh, Eddie, you're not gonna make varsity. I was the new girl. You're not gonna make varsity. Okay, well, I end up making varsity because whatever I put my mind to, I'm gonna do it. But
Mm-hmm.
people get very discouraged, and then that's when they go like this, and then they stay stagnant, and that's just how they live. So then they're there for the rest of their lives, and then that's life. Not for us. But I'm
Because
not for leaving. I'm glad you told me.
I,
Like, are you still there?
nah, that's when you said you're like we're in the same time zone. I'm
I was
like,
like, what?
okay, once you say Colorado, I'm like, does she know that Central Time? It moves to Central Time, Nebraska, past I think North Platte.
No,
What does she?
hey, yeah.
Yeah, it's after. I think it is after North Platte or Cozad. It's Central Time after,
Okay, yeah.
and
Mm.
it's like that's all. I'm like, does she know? That's like, let me tell her.
Yeah,
Uh,
I didn't know you left, and I'm
yeah.
glad you did. It's good for you.
And I like how you said it's one of those things where again, some people can will find their great successes because again, like in the medical field or like anything of that nature. No, perfect. I mean, glad they're liking it, glad they're finding their way. They're doing it. I'm glad for them. But then a lot of those people, a lot of the people that don't find that, again, those lost souls, you'll go there and you're like, you're still here, dude? Like I'm not trying to I'm not being rude of oh, haha, I get paid 20, you're getting paid 13, haha, live a life. It's not that. It's like you look miserable. Like, why are you still here? And I
Yeah.
don't know. It's not for me. I mean, again, I graduated in a small school. I graduated with 14 kids. I mean,
Hmm.
it's nothing of a lot of people. I mean, it's not nothing of that. Um, but when it also comes to popularity, girls can be more popular than the guys, big
Yeah.
time. And so, because a lot of my stuff, a lot of the posts that I post out, a lot of the podcasts, I barely, especially the posts, I barely get any likes or anything. The people that really like it is my dad and my girlfriend. Really,
Really?
that's the only people. And then same with the listens. Um, Sometimes I can have 1 to 4 listens on a podcast, and then sometimes I can have 8, and that's on a good day. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where do these extra people come from? Who are these extra people that
Just
came
random
from?
people. Just random people that want to see you do well.
And the thing is, my very first guess, and the first episode that did the best was when I made a podcast episode with an old friend of mine called Adriana Gonzalez. I don't think you really remember her. I don't even think you know her because again she came out of military.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said I don't think you really know her. But because her following, I think she has like 8-9,000 followers on Facebook because she has her own company. She made a brand for herself called Physique Beauty. Uh,
Awesome.
she's doing well. She's doing really well. Lives in Greeley, I think. Uh,
Oh, shit.
she's doing well, and her same reason was people didn't like her back home, so she got the hell out. People didn't like her because it's just
Yeah.
again. I mean, it was one of those things where people would basically call her like the hoe of the town, I guess you can say. She's been with a lot of dudes, but can be bitchy and whatever. So she got the hell out, and her and her boyfriend are doing really fucking well. I've seen it. She has told me they're doing really fucking well, and I'm proud of her for that, for the shit that she has lived through and gone through.
Hmm.
Fucking proud of her for that. And on that one, I think I got like upwards of 25 plays or 25
Okay.
plays because I told her to promote it. I'm like, could you promote it since I'm just starting out? And when I got that, I'm like, holy shit. And that's when I'm like, it's in a way kind of sad how when I'll see them like sometimes I'll see her post or some of the girls that I still graduated with from military post, and they'll get like 50 plus likes, even like 100 plus likes. And then I'll post something, and if it's not like me and my girlfriend, which got like 20 something likes,
Hmm.
like the podcast thing, if I share the link or whatever, 1 or 2 likes. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, some of you guys know me. What the fuck? And but then again, when I'll see like Adriana post, she'll get like upwards to like fucking 500 likes, and some of those are from people that when we went to school with. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like,
Wow.
why'd y'all look liking hers when y'all know me too?
Don't
Like,
even take it personal. It's just,
I know. I mean, my girlfriend says the same thing. She's like, don't take it personal.
I know it's hard.
But
Social media is like, you got to stand out. You got to put the right captions. So I know when I post, I know many people. I do. I moved different states, so I just gather different friends from different states. So
mhm.
if I post a picture, I make sure it's something meaningful, and I'll have a good caption. And I don't need anybody to promote it. But sometimes my friends will share it and then put like pretty or something. They'll like it. And there's
Mhm.
some people that view my stories that never like my pictures, and I realize I can't take it personal. Maybe they just don't want to like it, but they like seeing you, or maybe they just like to see what you're doing and are just haters, and you just gotta carry on.
Yeah, I mean
That's
I guess
literally it.
yeah,
'Cause-
it's one of those things where it's just um not having a big following and
yeah,
having to get a big following can be one of the hardest ones. Um,
yeah,
but it's rewarding once it pays out and you see not only out of the plays, but then when that check hits too.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah, you're like it's finally paying out now. Like I'm like it's finally doing well, and um and then those same people that, like how you said, that maybe just viewed your story or maybe just scroll past you. They're like,
Yeah.
oh him, they're just like, oh him, like,
Yeah.
like, and then they will finally come back and say, oh shit, like you got like, oh, like you were able to talk to Scott Frost,
Yeah.
the football coach of Nebraska. I'm like, yeah, that was me. And they're like, oh my god, how was that? But that is also one of my goals. What I told my girlfriend, get people that I can know, talk with them, whatever, and hopefully, and keep trying to get a following. So then start getting like locals in Lincoln. Maybe get some like small business owners, talk with them, and then just kind of branch out and try to because out of Nebraska, one of my goal is to get Scott Frost on it.
Really?
Is to get the big
Yeah.
name that people know out of Nebraska. Is the boy Scott Frost. Because I feel like once I can get him on there, my following will grow big. Because then people who just would scroll past me will see the name Scott Frost and see him on there and be like, holy shit, he
Yeah.
was able to talk with this guy. And then because out of real estate, one of the guys I talked to in Omaha, he's the owner of the team there called the Briley team. The actual owner, his name's Adam Briley. I went to like one of their networking events. Again, not knowing a single soul, because I mean, I don't know anyone from Omaha. Not knowing anyone, he comes up to my table, talks to me for a bit, tells me, like you have to like, like, glad that because I told him about my $1 million goal. He's like, I'm glad you have that goal, And the way I was talking, like when I was talking to him and shit, he's like, I can see you doing it. You can do it, but give yourself a small hit. Try to give yourself a small goal to hit first. Like, how
Yeah.
much you want to do your first year? I'm like, if I can do 50,000, even though some people it would be like 100,000, 150,000. Like, if I can do 50,000, because I've never seen that number anywhere on my W-2. Well, not W-2, on my taxes.
Yeah.
If I can see that number on my taxes, then I know I can hit 100 that
Yep.
next year and keep going. And he's like, hit your 50,000 first. And once you see that, just keep keep bulldozing. And I know my girlfriend hated that I talked about that event a little bit too much. But it was one of those experiences where the owner of the Briley team, which has like over 50 people on his team, and I guess it's like the number one team in Nebraska. And I'm like, if he was able to talk to me, it's one of those things. It's like not like a wake up call, but kind of like inspiration. Like he talked to me, not me, him knowing almost everyone there, for him to come to me, still chat with me like we were best buds, is one of those things where it's like, holy shit,
That's
he's right.
awesome.
Like holy shit, like he's right. It's like one of those things where it's like, I didn't have to try to email him. I didn't have to like try to like message him. Like I didn't have to try to get a hold of someone to get a hold of him. It was he came to me, talked to me, and I'm like, holy shit, like he's right. Like I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And if I can try to get him on the podcast, again, it'd be one of those things where once my confidence keeps going up and the podcast just keeps blowing up, and I can get him and then keep going, and then once I can get the big boy Scott Frost on there, then I know if I can get someone this big, I can now I feel
You can
more
network.
working
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
Because obviously like my top 3 people that I want to get on are the 3 that inspired me to make a podcast. The whole Impulsive crew, Joe Rogan, and Graham Stephan and his crew. If at any point I can get them, if I can either get either of them or all 3 of them at some point, then I'll know, okay, that's my goal reached. I'm not stopping. I'm now going to try to replace their feet. I want to implement all 3 into one and just keep pushing, because then people can say, oh, this podcast came out of Nebraska, like something that no one would look at because people are like, oh, California,
Right.
Texas,
Yeah.
New York, like Nebraska, and this fucker born in a small town of 850 was able to get this out of there and also have a real estate empire. Holy shit! Like maybe it can be someone we can look at. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like get my name out there and I guess bring some light to the small town boy, like
Yeah.
that corny ass small town big city. It's like actually like, and then also like I told my girlfriend, hope to inspire some people that think because a lot of the like famous people that you'll see will say small town and it's like Cleveland, Ohio. It's like their small town is of 300,000, maybe 100,000.
That's not small.
200,000. It's like if I can be up there and say I came from a town of 850 people, that is my small town. That is what I consider a small town. And I'm up in your guys' level now. Like I want to be inspiring people who also have come from a small town like me, or maybe just come from just from the shit that I've done or have gone through.
Right.
Get them there and say, oh, this guy from Nebraska was able to do it, then I can do it too. And kind of just just doing own shits. So then I can look back at my town and just kind of say, hey,
Look
what's
what you
up,
did.
guys?
Yeah, there you go.
Because I have some pettiness in me because I want to be a little bit petty and kind of just go there and in a way like flex. So it's like, oh shit, like we saw you on the news. I was like,
Yeah, that's me.
yeah, that's me. I mean, y'all
Yep.
fuckers never wanted to open my message at all.
Right.
Yeah, that's me. Like that's all I can say. That's me.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's how I think about it. When every time I go back into the town, I'm looking at them, and not to be mean, and I'm looking at me. I'm like, I did pretty well for myself for getting out of this town. I'm good. That is my flex. I'm just being proud. I'm not full of pride. I'm just being proud of myself. That's all it is. So I get where you're coming from.
yeah, it's just one of those things where I message people and I just either get left on delivered, like not even open at all, on
Oh,
red, or just like flat out, just like a fast rejection. I'm like, oh, I mean,
they say no right away.
like someone will say, oh, sorry, I can't, like I'm just busy. I'm like, okay. I'm like, 2 hours of your day you don't have. I mean, just 2 hours. I mean, I'm
Hey,
not.
maybe tell them at least 1 hour. 1 hour is good.
Yeah, we need 1 hour, and I have told some. Well, I did two. I did the two approach, and even then they were like, "Oh, I've never been on a podcast, so I'm scared." Which again, I'm not being mad that they're like that they're scared to be on a podcast. Like totally understandable.
Mm.
But then it's sometimes one of those things where it's like you're you have a big following, like you have like a snap score of like fucking over 1 million.
Ha.
Like, don't tell me that you're scared to speak when I know
You're
you
out
can
there.
speak.
Yeah.
Like I know you have a voice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Wow.
mean
Keep going. Keep asking.
yeah, and I guess I can. I'm not. I I mean I'm Catholic. In some things I can see religion in, but I'm not like full blown like God was able to make me do this, God this, God that. Like, and I'm not like those people. I don't hate those people. I'm just not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, I can see of with the podcast and rejections. So then when I'm also doing real estate and when I get rejected with, have helping people like be their agent, be their buying or selling agent. If I get rejected, slammed in the face, I can from the podcast, from being rejected in the podcast, I can kind of learn from that and take a different approach when it comes to real estate.
Yeah.
And kind of just do there. If I can also build myself as a brand in the real estate business while also having the podcast, I feel like it can kind of be an advantage for me because especially just social media in general. If I can also build a following on social media, so then when I am also in the real estate business,
Mhm.
it makes it easier for me to get clients because of the following, because of the podcast, because of like the whole YouTube and whatever. So then people outside of the state that let's say listen to me can say, hey, you know what? I've been wanting to move to a quieter area and not so big of a state, you know, and want to consider Nebraska. I now have a client from out of state,
Mhm.
which made it easier only because of the podcast or because they have watched um, the YouTube video. So it makes so that makes it easier getting a social media following compared to some people that are here and a lot of the realtors here are like in their 50s plus. I mean, barely know how to use Facebook.
It's true.
And and that's what Adam Briley told me. He's like, for you being such a young age, you have an advantage, and that's social media. It's like a lot of people here don't even know how to use their own phone. Like you have a you have a big advantage. And seeing that and then also with what I'm doing, hope to be putting everything into work and kind of just
Hey, at least you have your head screwed on straight because a lot of people don't, and you're striving for something, and you're ready to reach those goals and tackle them. You have a plan.
mhm,
So I don't see you failing as much as other people will because you have it set out.
mhm,
One door closes on you. Well, there's a back door, there's a side door, and you're gonna get through it. So
mhm.
I can see you. I'm excited for you
I
to
mean,
um,
fuck. I mean, yeah.
do
I mean,
real estate, all that. Like you got it. You know what you want. Now you just gotta go get
and that's always that one thing of
it.
some people know what they want, but they realize the work that has to be done, and when they don't have the patience, they're like, nah, I can't do it.
Hmm.
Like, and then like you want to be, like my dream vehicles aren't like the big luxury like the G wagon, like the a Lambo. Like one of my cars that I want is like a Tesla. This is like the Tesla Model 3, but the sporty edition, so it can be fast as fuck. Because who
Uh,
doesn't want a fast car? I mean, it's a fast car. Like you want to have some fun in a fast car,
yeah.
but nothing too crazy. Like again, I don't want to be driving a whole Lambo. None of that shit. And some people that want like the big money, the big millions, want to be pulling up at Walmart in a Lambo and whatever. But those same people are the ones that are like, oh, I can't, like, I don't know how to do this, and I don't want to because it's impossible. And that's the word that a lot of people say. It's impossible. Like we're like, why do you want to do that? Like
Hmm.
think 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 realistically. That's also a word that kind of pees me off. Think realistically of what happens. It's like, what's the real? Like, nothing's realistic.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
It's
true.
it's like, is it realistic based on the fails? Based on the people who have failed and never wanted to move forward? Is
Hmm.
that the realistic part that people call realistic? It's like, because I mean, I know, um, in some areas, and in some it can be, if let's say you want to be the best doctor out there but you don't want to go to medical school, it's like, well,
Yep.
obviously you have to go to medical school to be a doctor. I mean, it's kind of obvious stuff.
Yeah.
But when like being a millionaire, and not just being a millionaire, just growing out a brand, growing out a business, it's like, yeah, maybe other people can tell you, look at the realistic stats and whatever, and because these restaurants aren't working, learn from them, learn from those restaurants and see what you can do.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Totally.
use resources and see what you can do and make yours pop out, make yours be that restaurant that fucking succeeds, or that podcast that succeeds, or just whatever. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking like, I guess you know. I guess you know what I mean. I mean,
I do. I
with
get it.
I mean, how with like how with accounting? You know, if later down the road I need an accountant, I can fucking hit you up and say, I know her.
Yep.
She got her degree. Fuck it. Let me get her on the team.
Yep.
Let me fucking throw let me throw her a fucking a bag and say, hey, wanna work for me? Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Clients.
yeah. Or even just say, you can keep your job if you just wanna just do a little bit extra work. I'll still pay you that extra cash. If you just want to just do some extra work, if that's okay with you, fuck it. And you're okay
Yeah.
with it, like, all right, you know, fuck
Who
it.
does?
If it grows out and fucking shit happens, be like, all right, here you go. I mean, if you want to
Yeah.
stay, you can stay with me, or you can stay with them. Whatever. But I mean, yeah, growing out the connection that I hope to get out. If I can't get it in, uh, back home, because again, a lot of people I don't talk to, and if I were, they'll just get a hard rejection, a hard no. Don't really get much traffic when it comes to some of those posts, but again, I mean, just hope to just be spreading it out also because on Snapchat I can put it like on the Snap map, because I have like an
Oh,
actual Broke Boy podcast Snapchat account,
mhm.
business account,
Oh, yeah.
so I
Okay.
can put it out there like a spotlight. I can put it out there for the map. I can do a bunch of other stuff. I can have my own public profile. I think so far I have like 10 subscribers off that public profile, and all I just put is this new episode is up. Swipe up to listen or search up Broke Boy on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and I will get like 10 subscribers. Some will they be bots? Probably some are bots, but that'll help me because it boosts up the subscriber account, and probably because of the uh, whatever the fucking fancy term is.
What is
I
it?
hear it. I hear it every single fucking time.
Huh.
Uh, I forgot the word. I forgot the term. But that'll basically help me get me out there. I mean,
Like exposure, kind of, or
in
different
a
word?
way, it's like the algorithm,
Oh,
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
algorithm will
That's
hopefully that'll boost it because of the subscribers. It'll try to push me out more. I
mhm.
hope, but kind of just the plans.
Well, now that I know that you have the Facebook account and stuff, I'll go and follow it. And then I'll be sharing it too.
I mean, I can do some fun stuff there. Um, like I legit Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, just trying to get it out there. And then on my actual main Facebook account, I'll just swipe up and share the link just in case if, let's say, maybe someone never liked that, might like the actual podcast page, I can
Mhm.
share on my own Facebook main page. So then, they can still listen and say, oh, hey, this or whatever. But
Right. Yeah. That's exciting. No, it'll be
I,
good.
I know most of this time has been me like talking,
No, you're
but
good.
fuck it. I mean, what I guess on to you now that I can shut the fuck up now. Uh, so like Illinois. So I guess out of all the three states that you were at, what'd you like about? Oh, I guess you kind of told me about Illinois, but like,
Yeah,
let's say if
like
I were to go to Illinois, like, what would you recommend to do there?
I tell you to go downtown Chicago, go visit the Big Bean, and go eat the deep dish pizza.
That's one thing I want to eat there.
Yeah.
Is the pizza.
Yep. And what else do they have there? It's just pretty downtown. Everything, it's just good food. Like I know we're talking about losing weight, but hey, a weekend food traveling, you haven't been there, go eat. Go eat. There's no problem.
I heard that Chicago food is
It's really good. Like, really, really good. But I'm not a
okay.
fish just because it's too cheesy.
I love deep dish.
I like thin crust too. I love pizza. I love food. I'm not picky, so I'll eat it anyways. But
Yeah.
you
I
know, but yeah,
because
man. If you do,
I don't know.
go there.
What was that?
If you do, go there.
Fucking. I mean, 'cause I know my girlfriend for Chicago, for downtown Chicago, she also wants to go to the old Sears Tower, where it's like the leaning, where like the glass lean. Have you ever heard about that one?
Oh, I know. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what she wants to do. I told her I'll probably shit my pants doing it, but I mean, fuck it. I mean, I guess.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, um, Chicago's one more. I heard it's more downtown Chicago is kind of where you really want to be.
Mhm.
Obviously, I mean, people know about what Chicago is. I mean, dangerous city, windy
Yeah.
city though. Um, but that's where mainly people say it's stick to downtown Chicago
Mhm.
if you want um the safest and I guess best experience is just stay in downtown Chicago. It's
Yeah.
kind of where you'll find everything. Um, but I know for pizza wise, I mean, I heard New York is kind of up there in the competition too.
I heard that too. They
I heard
probably got. They probably do, but I
New
haven't
York
been.
is a place I want to go to too.
I do too. It's just I heard it's dirty.
Smelly. I heard it smells like shit. Most of it's
Yeah,
like 24/7.
yeah, because the pollution.
Mm-hmm.
So
Because the
yeah.
main parts of New York that I want to go are kind of more like the Manhattan, like Manhattan on down area.
Oh yeah.
Central Park, obviously, but more Manhattan down. Um, it's like seeing the One Trade Center, be there,
Uh-huh.
bunch of this shit. Me liking some finance, going to the financial district,
Mhm.
being there, just kind of everywhere. I mean, it's fucking New York. Like
Look, man, we got some places to go, so we better save up because I'm trying to travel. I
that's
am.
that's what my girlfriend and I want to do. We want to travel, and hopefully, it's also like out of the states. Like, one place that she wants to go. I think she's changing her mind on it now, but where you once wanted to go was to Greece. I want to go to Mykonos, Greece, or Mykonos, however you pronounce it, Greece. Um, that place is fucking beautiful, but there's a lot to explore out there. It's
I'm
just
excited.
like a panhandle. Once you get out of there, live in bigger areas and realize there's so much more out there. It's it's nice, and that's why I want like I want to I want to travel out there too. I mean, fuck
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
Who doesn't want to fucking travel?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Those
I mean,
people, the lost souls.
a lot of people,
Just kidding. That's funny.
uh,
Well, yeah, man, that's
and
great.
San Antonio. Was there? I mean, I've been to Texas a lot. I mean, I've been to Dallas, San Antonio,
The Riverwalk. You remember the
McAllen.
Riverwalk?
I've been to the Riverwalk.
So that's where. That's yeah. If I were to go anywhere, because I didn't have any friends, I can't make friends if I'm not. I don't know. It was just hard to make friends. I only made guy friends because I go to the nearest park and just ball with the guys every day after work. I was working.
You
I
got
was working.
basketball in your blood, though.
Yeah,
You
dude.
got the ball in your blood.
I was just kicking it with the dudes. Didn't make any girlfriends at all, and just went to the Riverwalk with my family on the weekend. And I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I miss my friends. Like, I need to live on my own. I love my family, but I just something about your own place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I
And
got here. And then yeah, the rest is history. So I
do you
like it.
still ball with the dudes there in
Yes,
Colorado?
at the gym.
At the gym, not outside.
No, yeah, a lot of people don't. They don't do outside like sisters do. They do
They,
inside.
they do more inside gym.
Yeah.
So what you're saying on a one-on-one, it should be a breeze for me, is what you're saying?
Whew. But the truth, I'm just kidding.
I mean, hey, I don't wanna I wanna be that guy. I mean, wanna be that guy. Did play some JV in high school, so not to brag.
Let's see.
Not to brag or anything.
If you out here and we ever meet up, I'll tell you to meet up at the gym and we can go ball. That'd be so fun.
I think you'll be scared as a 5'5" person walking in with Jordans. I think you'll be terrified. Don't worry, you'll be terrified.
Okay, you don't have to.
I'll get some ice. I'll show you the ice in my veins, and that's it. And that's it. And then once we ball, then we'll see how much of a competition you are. You know?
Okay, we'll see. We'll see, dude. That's funny. That is funny.
Don't make me regret it.
No, it's fun. I do this. Oh my gosh. Whew.
How? Because with the 6th grade basketball coach, like, how did that happen? Did you just apply for it, or did someone at the gym look at you and say, "Hey, you're actually really good. Like, do you mind coaching a team?" Or
I met a girl in the locker room when I was changing, and she called basketball, I think, somewhere in California. And she was just telling me about it. And she's like, "Hey, are you gonna go, play with the guys?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm actually going right now." I was like, "You should come." We small chitter chat, like made a connection, and then we went from there. She coached 9th or 10th grade, and then now she's my friend and my assistant. So we coach together now. So it's just how it's just connections. That's what I'm telling you.
shit, how's that going? Like,
we start up Monday. Monday
and
Thursday. And
how did it feel coaching an actual team? Going from, obviously you're still doing it,
yeah.
But how to go from just doing it to now you're coaching a full team?
It's fun because you have that knowledge and control. You're able to dictate what's going on, teach them the way you want to teach them, and not having anyone to be like, "Hey, you have to do it this way." Because I teach differently, as in you would teach differently to someone else. So it's my favorite. And just, I don't know. I love to give my kids positivity and encouragement. So that's what I love to do. Just inspire them.
Have there been times that you have been like,
yes, yes,
like,
yes,
you wanted to fucking yell at a kid, you're like, come on.
yeah. Like, come on out here. You need to take a time out, take a breather. What's going on? What aren't you getting? What aren't you getting?
The fuck's going on?
No, yeah. And then you just gotta sub them out. You just have to. And then you get them back in. So they learn.
Are you planning to just stick with like the 6th grading, or are you, once you get that experience, you plan on, let's say, just kind of go to like junior, like, I guess 6th grade in some school district, most school districts are as part of junior high, basically. Like, do you plan on just going up to then you go to high school? And
I just want to do middle school, so 8th grade is great. I want to do 8th grade
because
their skill is already developed. So now I can find that skill and just build from there. Because the next step is going to high school. And girls can be freshmen making it on JV varsity. Well, I might too. So I have a goal for my girls. If they're really passionate about it, I want to get them to the next step. What's the next step? If you're passionate and you tell me, "Hey, coach, I really want to take this serious. I want to play college ball." Well, I've been there. I know what it's like. So I'm going to get you the next steps. It may not be easy. It's going to be hard. I may yell, but it's all from a good heart. But yeah, 8th grade is good. That's my goal.
Yeah, great.
So
and
close.
How was college basketball? Like, where did you play college basketball at?
So it's like 45 minutes from downtown Chicago. It's called Elgin. Private. It was a private Christian university. It was okay. It was a mess. It's a long story. It was a mess. Yeah.
Like the school, like the physical school buildings, or was it the actual program, basketball
program? The school. The rules were stupid. Like, we couldn't have. If we had, like, say, okay, for the girls, if we had like guy friends come over, it only had to be for like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and the door has to be wide open. not even halfway or close. Like, I get it, but we're also grown enough and to make those decisions. And why can't I have the door closed? Why can't I have a conversation alone? The
Mhm.
the what do they call those? The RAs walking past, checking up. Like, are we 12, 13? We're almost 21, and you're telling us we can't close the door? Right, right.
It's like let people go fuck. Like let them.
Yeah,
Like it's college. They're experiencing it. Some people don't really do much in high school. So then in college, they kind of let loose because they're not being told by mom and dad what to do. They're not being told
exactly.
by high school teachers what to do. They're
Yep,
free birds now. So now it's
yep,
like let them have sex. Some people just want that.
yeah.
Let them have sex. Like
hmm So yeah, that's what I was. I didn't like it. It was just a bad experience. I met some cool friends I still talk to. Um, I was a bridesmaid for one of them
mhm.
just last, like literally a couple months ago in June, and we still talk, but we all don't like that school.
Are they
So
still there?
no, they're done.
Oh, they left
They're,
too.
yeah, they're like my age, or maybe a little bit older. Depends who they are. But yeah, that was that experience, and I just couldn't do it. So that then after that, that is when I went to Texas for a little bit.
And
So
that's kind of now you're
I'm here.
Colorado
I'm
doing.
here. No other plans to leave any other state unless I don't know. I get a great opportunity to do something, or I meet a soulmate, and I don't know. But for here is now.
No.
So yeah.
And because you said did you say you're a mortgage lender or what'd you say
So
again?
now I do credit lending. I
Credit
process.
lending.
Yep, for their loans, their applications.
Hmm.
You
And
know.
what made you get into that? What made you go from Walmart to that?
Eeh. Well, Walmart is all that. Well, they'd hire me down there. I tried to apply for like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, coffee shops. They just didn't hire me. But then I got into this when I was in Texas. Family friend.
Mm. Well, like I said, doors were closing and new
Yeah,
ones were opening.
yeah. More.
You're getting rejected and denied in those applications
Yeah,
for that reason, for the door to open in Texas from a
yeah.
family friend.
See, it all works out, dude. I'm
And
telling
you
you.
just said, you know what? Let me try it. I need a job. Let me try it. And
Yep. And ever since I've been with my company for a year and 4 months now. Year
you
and
love
four.
it. I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool because it's getting me into um my financial advising.
Yes, it's gonna
Yeah,
help you with
it's
money.
it's gonna help. And then once I get my degree, I think they are obligated to give me a raise, aren't they?
Possibly. I mean,
I think employers are obligated at least. So that's something to show for.
fuck it, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why hopefully getting with the math that I can do, and because real estate's a lot of math. I mean, you have to show them a lot of math, and you have to communicate a lot and
Yeah.
well. And also the biggest one they did say is emotions. You have to know how to control your emotions and your stress, because you're gonna get the door slammed in your face. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get that, almost that one signature that you need. That one signature to finally close the deal, and you can finally get your fat paycheck just for them to pull out. And you're like, oh, now what? Now he said it's a lot of them. It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
He's like, but it's the payout. But once you get past that and you build yourself as the brand, it gets much easier. People start coming to you, and
Mm.
you don't have to start going to people anymore. They start coming to you, and because obviously, I mean, it's real estate. The money, his wife, cause not Adam Briley, but like his manager for the team, which his name's Kobe Sway.
Uh,
He's like, I'm gonna be downright honest. He's like, my wife last year made 300,000, and he's like, and she was starting out making zero, because that's how much you can make. The lowest you can make is $0. It's like she was making 0, and the year after, she wasn't making obviously a lot either. It's like now last year she made 300. I'm like 300K is for someone who has gone to school for like a long time and is like making like that's that like doctor type money. 300K out of real estate. I'm like millionaires can be made out of real estate agents. Granted, you have to be like big cities, but if that can happen, that's really good for a license. That's really fucking good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Start for that, dude. I'm telling you.
And I'm like, and that's also again one of those where I saw and I'm like, that's an opportunity that I can see. Like if my first year, if I can shoot for 50, and then the next year I can shoot for 100, and let's say if I'm past 100 and I make 120, I'm like, holy shit, I'm making what a college graduate that has done this, that's been doing something for like 5 years will start making, and I just made this in a year,
Yep, over
2 years,
6 Yep.
without a college degree. I'm like, holy shit, like damn, and
Yeah,
kind
dude.
of go off from there. And
There you go.
yeah, and my girlfriend, she'll be with me by my side. She'll be doing her human services stuff. Kind of just yeah, and then
So
hopefully, I know. I mean, we're both of those people that we don't really. Yeah, we need to ask for help, but sometimes it can just be hard, especially if we grew up not really getting the help we want or not getting help at all. So we just kind of do a lot of self reliance. I mean, in times, financial struggles, and I hope to be paying her back of stuff that that just has built up, pay her back, and just one simple thing, and without her, and I know she's gonna feel really bad, but I'll tell her, hey, if it's for you helping me out when I couldn't, here you go. Like
that's nice.
here is the money back. Like here and then some. Like here is all that you have helped me with. So here's it basically back. When I couldn't help it, when I couldn't do it myself, here is the money that I'm giving back to you. And same with my parents. I hope to do that with my parents. And as fucking ridiculous as this sounds, go to that Walmart, go to the Scottsbluff Walmart. Hopefully, talk with the store manager there and tell them, is it okay if we can rent out this Walmart for a bit and pay for everyone's groceries? Anyone that walks through those doors, let me pay for them groceries.
That'd be awesome.
Like get security, get the local police department, get the people that you need to get, and let me be that person that can be a savior to some people who can't do it for that day. Because again, while paying back my girlfriend of some of the struggles that I have, it's like I know. I mean, I'm not with an EBT card. I'm not living on the streets, but I know how it feels to not have money to put gas in my car, to fucking, or it's either gas in my car, the phone bill that I'm already late on, or to put some food in my stomach. It's either of those three. Which one do I choose? And you're like, well, tank's on E. If I don't pay this by tomorrow, my phone gets temporarily suspended and I'm fucking starving. Which three do I choose? And then you're like, you gotta make a sacrifice. What do you do? And so it's like, if I can help someone even get the food, pay for everything. So if I've been in your type of shit, maybe not as bad as some of you guys, but I know somewhat how it feels. I'll fucking pay for everyone's groceries. I don't give a shit. Will it hurt? Yeah, it'll hurt the bank account, but it'll feel good. It'll like out of my heart. It'll feel good. Say, I pay for people's groceries. I fucking wiped out Walmart. All right, feels good. Time to go back home and eat a Pop-Tart.
There you go.
Like funk some shit like that, or just do some shit like that, and again, kind of just keep doing it. I also have my own money. I mean, have the bank that I want, but then also, give some back. I mean, with my parents, I want to pay. I want to pay off all their loans, and give them basically retirement money, because I know they don't have a 401k set up. I know they don't do anything with investing. I know they don't do anything of that. Just one day, wire them even fucking $1,000,000 both into their accounts and say, I want you to quit your jobs right now, tomorrow, and fucking relax. Like, you guys are, for the age you guys are, some people are starting to think about retirement. I don't want you guys to work till you die. Fucking quit right now and relax. Like, go fucking relax right now. Don't worry about bills. Everything's paid off. That truck that you bought, everything's paid off. Go fucking late. Sit on the couch right now and,
Uh-huh.
and think about where you want to travel. Like, go do that right now. Like,
Right.
do one of those type of things. Like, that's just that's me.
That's huge. No,
Now,
that's good.
that sounds like a goal that people are like, oh yeah, like once you want to deposit $1,000,000, once you make that, it's like, I know I will do it, and I know I would give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know I would do that to them. Because my goal for next year, for next summer, is to take my family plus my girlfriend to fucking Disneyland, because Disney World's in Florida. Too fucking humid down there.
True.
Disneyland, fucking take them there and kind of prove to them this is who I am. I was true to my word of what I was gonna do, even though with again maybe just a lot of mental struggles, a lot of financial struggles that I had to go through, but I got myself out of there. Maybe even with some help, and let's go to Disneyland. We're here in Disneyland, and let's go eat. Let's not just say, "Oh, which restaurant should we choose?" Or let's go eat outside of Disneyland. Like let's go pay this overpriced fucking food that is overpriced, but let's enjoy it here. Let's
Yeah.
not go out. Let's enjoy it here, and
Right.
enjoy California. It's fucking California. Like, just do some shit like that. But
I love that. I like it, dude.
it's one of those where it's be a lot, but hopes to do it.
Oh well.
But
But all right.
I don't think I got anything else. I mean, I
No.
didn't say my intro, but I'll add that in a separate segment. I mean, fuck
Okay.
it. Could we
Oh,
just start
but
talking? But I mean,
yeah.
no hate on that. Kind of just got into it.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for having me out here. This girl, I gotta run some errands and go fix my tire. So, yeah.
good luck on that.
Thank you.
I
Well,
gotta
you have
watch the game
a
that
good
they
day.
might that they will probably win because they're versing like a junior college. It's a school that they should beat. If they don't, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, then after that, I gotta go my girlfriend for her lunch. So
Oh, there you go. Well, what? Till next time, right?
yeah, till next time, till an update and shit.
All right, bet we could do
All
that.
right, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a guest. This will be
Yeah.
uploaded. I used to post around 5 in the morning here, which would
Okay.
be 4 or 5 in the morning back home. But
Good.
what I'm thinking of doing is posting it later. Of maybe that could be reasons why that maybe it can't be it. People aren't seeing it because of how early it gets posted.
Yes.
That it gets buried instead, and so post it around like 10 in the morning here, which is like 9ish back home,
Yep.
back mountain time. Because when everywhere that I read, some would say posted in the morning around 5, 6 in the morning, but then some would say you usually when people listen to podcasts are anywhere from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe if I start posting at 10 when people are getting up, already up, just starting their days, can see it and then do something and not post it so damn early. And maybe that could be why it's not getting into their feed, into their like thing.
Yep.
So I hope, so I'll try that. So 10 in the morning Central Time. So my
Okay.
time, 9 your time. So,
I'll be on the
so
lookout for it,
it's
and then I'll
9
share it.
your time. And really, I mean, yeah, I'll also you can listen to it on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, and I also do it on YouTube. But right now I'm just trying to do it on them first, so then I
Okay.
can get it growing, and then start it off, and then also put it on YouTube as well.
Mhm.
But other than that, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
and
Sounds good.
thank you for being a guest on here.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you for tuning in, and I guess again we'll see you next time.
Alrighty. All right.
Alrighty,
Bye.
all right, bye bye.
Bye.